Hi, my name is Nate Motes. I'm a firefighter with Forest Lake, and this is Lieutenant Swenson, a lieutenant with Forest Lake Fire Department. Today we're going to talk about our gear that we wear to a firefighting scene. And up here on top, we'll start, is the helmet. And the helmet is used to protect us if we're crawling and we bump our head on the wall or from any falling debris. We also do car extrication, so we use the shield that will come down and protect our eyes and face from any flying debris or sharp objects when we're doing extrication. Coming on down, we have a SCBA mask. If we're going into an environment that doesn't have the correct oxygen for us, we wear an air tank on our back that we breathe air through our mask. So this also allows the air to get to us, and it also protects our face from the heat. This mask can probably get up to around 750 degrees before it were to fail. Most of our operating temperatures in a structure fire are around 500 degrees and under. On the back side here, we have a hood. So we have a hood here. This hood here, that will protect our ears, our hair, our neck, and that will complete the whole ensemble on the head area. Turn back around. Up here, we also have a flashlight. So we got some light when we're going into a condition that's dark. Most fires, when we have a house fire, we turn electricity off, so it's a pure darkness in there if it's nighttime. And then we also have the smoke condition. On the back of that light's actually a blue light, so we can actually look from behind somebody and see where a firefighter is at. So here we have our bunker gear. The bunker gear is made up of multiple layers. The bunker gear protects us from the heat. So it doesn't allow the heat of our body to get out, so the gear can get hot really fast. And so that requires us, when we come out of a structure fire, we need to go to rehab and get some water, get rehydrated before we go back into a scene. So we have our gear that goes all down a long coat. On the bottom, we have our structure firefighting gloves. So these gloves are rated as the gear is up to a certain temperature. It's around that probably 1,000 degree range before it were to fail. We turn around here. On our back, as I talked about the SCBA, we have the air tank back here. And this particular SCBA is for our aerial truck. So this hose here is we actually can attach to the air tanks that are on the truck up in the aerial basket. Rotate back around. And then on right here, this is called your regulator. This is what connects into your mask. And this is what allows the air from the tank to get into the mask. Over here, we have our pass device. This allows two different things. We have our air gauge, so we know how much air is in our tank. And this also allows, if we are not moving, this will alarm. So this will send off a loud alarm. It'll help us to find somebody if they're trapped, if they're down in any sort of way. Below the coat, we have our bunker gear. The bunker pants actually come up to about right here. So this protects obviously our legs and part of our waist. And in the pants, we have big pockets, so we're going to hold tools. We're going to have wire cutting tools, tools to turn off electricity, break glass if it's extrication. We also carry an extra set of gloves in there, some webbing if we have to self-rescue out of a window. And as we get down to our structure firefighting boots, so those boots are heavy-duty boots that will allow us to be able to walk through water. If we get into a basement where we put a lot of water, we'll be able to walk through that without getting in our boots. And strong soles so that if we're walking over boards with nails and whatnot, we won't get a nail through the foot. On the bunker coat here, we also have a radio pocket. All firefighters that go into a structural firefighting environment or even an extrication will carry 800 megahertz radio. This is used to talk with 911 dispatch, also our chiefs, our incident command, or anybody that's not in the immediate scene to let them know of conditions or ask for directions, etc. And that covers it for our structural firefighting gear. Hi, my name is Nate Moats, and I am with the Forest Lake Fire Department, and I'm here to talk to you about our Aerial 4122 truck. We're starting at the front of the truck here. We have a compartment with a 1 3/4 hose and nozzle. We'll use this for usually a car fire if we had one, or any structural firefighting. We also have our sirens up here and a bell. As we make our way around the side of the truck here, we have our driver engineer compartment. And we walk to the back here, we have our passenger compartment where we hold 2 firefighters in the back. As we continue along here, this piece here that is not extended, as you'll see on the other side, this is our outrigger. We put these out generally if we want to operate on both sides of the truck, but otherwise this is called a short jacking situation where we only operate on the opposite side of the truck. Here's our pump panel. On our pump panel here, this is where we open up all the valves to get all of our water in, all of our water out. We put water up into our aerial, up into the basket, so we can extend over a house and put water on top of the house or even a grass fire. This pump here is capable of producing 2,000 gallons a minute, so a little bit more than our other pumpers, which are 1,500 gallons a minute. So we have, these are pre-connected, and these are the ones that will have the foam in them. So we have an 1 3/4, a 2-inch, and a 2.5-inch. As we move along here, here are our hand tools. We have a K12 saw This saw here will cut through a roof, cut through the side of a steel building. Whatever's needed to be cut through, this saw will cut through anything. Have our gas for our K12 saw there. And we also have some sledgehammers, pike poles, axes, bolt cutters, Halligan tools, and our sledgehammer. These steps here will reach our platform, which you can see up here. Underneath that cover there are the controls that will operate the boom of the truck, so we can unbed the truck from right here as well. And with people up there, we can operate from there as well. Up in this compartment, we have our ladders. So ladders up to 35 feet. We have our pike poles, all different lengths, up to 12 feet. Down here are the electronics. This is where we turn on electronics here, turn on our RPM, our PTO, RPM to get the truck to rev up. And then here we'll use this control to put our outriggers out and down. And by pushing the buttons there, it'll lift the truck all the way off the ground. The tires will completely come off the ground so we can stabilize the truck. And we want to get all that weight off the suspension or it can damage the truck itself. Up here, this is our LDH. That's a 5-inch LDH. That's what we use to hook up to a hydrant. And we have 1,000 feet of LDH on this truck. So as I stated previously, in order to flow water out of here, we have to be hooked to an engine or a fire hydrant. This truck is, like I said, at 2,000-gallon pumps, so we can be hooked directly from the hydrant to the truck and pump water. We're not solely reliant on an engine, where some ladders, you have to have an engine to actually pump water out. And then we have our hydrant bag. So every fitting in here that we need to make a connection with this truck is in this bag. So when we cut on scene to a firefighter will come out, grab the bag, go to the hydrant, pull the hose off the truck in the back here, and whatever adapter is needed, it's in that bag. We'll hook to a hydrant, and then we'll do either a forward lay or a reverse lay to that hydrant. We have some more devices. This is a smoothbore nozzle. This is a master stream device. This device here is meant to be able to set up on the ground and be an unmanned device. So we'll hook hoses off the truck into this device, set it up, point it at the fire where we want it to shoot water, and we can leave it alone. And this is just another hydrant device where you can actually hook in, and it's a Y, so you can run 2 hoses off of that. And this one here, you can either run, like I said, a smoothbore, or you can run a task force tip nozzle. It's just a fog nozzle. So you can either put it into a straight stream, which is for reach, or you can put it into a fog nozzle, which is a wide pattern for protection. You can protect a structure, like a whole wall of a structure. Up here in this one, we have some more LDH. This is a little quicker to use than pulling it off of the back. That LDH that we point out in the back runs from the rear of the truck all the way up to this cabinet as it lays in the bed up there. This cabinet here is our where we pull our electricity from. So we have an electric box there we can plug our lights into. We can plug fans into, our electric fans. And then we have a reel of electrical cable there. This has a foam tank on it, but we also can run foam right out of a bucket. So we use what we call a foam eductor. This is actually strapped in there, but it goes in the tank itself, and then you put it in line with the hose that you're using, and we can pump right out of a bucket. So foam is, it makes water basically more slippery, so it can get into more spaces, and it makes a coating on the fire so it doesn't allow the oxygen to get back in there to start it on fire again, as fire needs 3 elements to burn. So this eliminates the oxygen portion of it. And you also are going to use foam too for like gas spills, where you're going to build up a blanket on there. It's the same thing to get the oxygen so it doesn't get there, to keep that gasoline or whatever liquid is on fire. Here we have some intakes on this side. So if we're going to go from a hydrant, we'll go into one of these. Up here we have some lifting straps. So on the bottom of our aerial up top there, there's a hook there, and we'll hook straps. We can hoist things up as needed. So that is a brief overview of our Aerial 4122, and thanks for watching the video.